Sneak Peekers, it's Simi here reporting on the red carpet for Austin Film Festival. Today we're going to be interviewing some subjects from Song of the Cicada, and I can't wait to see what they have to say. A question I had is that you guys met Dr. Carter on Halloween in 2010. Like, that's just absolutely mind-blowing to me. Can you walk, our viewers through that experience? Like, what was it like having such a meaningful experience with the mortician on a night like Halloween?
Well, it's interesting because I think this marks the 10-year anniversary of us knowing each other to the date, so that's pretty interesting too. But I met Dale Carter at a Halloween party one night, and I told him that I taught figure drawing and anatomy because I teach studio art, and he said, you should join me at my laboratory sometime. He said, actually, you should just come tonight. And I was dressed like Alec Baldwin from Beetlejuice, and you don't really turn down a situation like that. So I went, I watched a complete embalming, which took much more hours than I thought it was going to take, and then he gave me a tour of the funeral home, and all of it was cerebral and almost hard to believe. It actually took me a few weeks to even process. I was really kind of triggered, a little bit upset by the whole thing, and then I talked to a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, not in his office, but he said, why don't you make some artwork about it and call me in a week? So I thought about it, and I called Aaron, and I said, I met this amazing subject. What do you think about putting together a film about this person? So we started with a short film that was about 15 minutes.
Wow, that's a wonderful process. And I know that this film took you guys a while to come into fruition. So could you tell us more about what it was like gathering all those sources and making sure this documentary was the best it could be?
The approach to this has been very unconventional in terms of the way people make documentaries because we did everything ourselves. A lot of people do that, but the 10 years, changes in Dale's life kept us going, and we were in no hurry to finish it. We had absolutely no deadline to finish anything. Aaron and I both have other passion projects that we're working on simultaneously, so we would just use it as an opportunity to go down and hang out and enjoy our time and shoot leisurely and all of that fun stuff. It was very low pressure, very low stakes and high rewards because we just enjoyed being with our subject too. So it was a great way to make a film, I think.
Especially with you being a high school film teacher. What advice do you have to students looking to break into documentary style films, especially when it comes to hard topics like this?
Yeah, I would say it's not easy, but anything that is difficult and requires a lot of effort to put into something is worth it. And documentary filmmaking should be a tightrope act. It should have the possibility of falling apart. And you have to think about what it is that you truly believe in, what your heart is in, and reach for that and go for that sort of thing. And those things sometimes come into your life, like Dale Carter came into our life, and it became an exciting thing. But to remain perceptually open to everything and talk to everybody and hear their stories, see whose resonates with you, and then work with that person or make a documentary about them.
With you being a mortician and all, it's not every day that we see morticiary work on the big screen.
Almost never.
Yeah. So how does that make you feel in terms of spotlighting and representing your profession on a bigger platform?
Well, I think it's important that people know we exist and that we exist to help them, and that we're not that scary person. We're there to help them during a worst time. That my message is, why I talk about this is to show the world there are a group of people that are almost like a shadow people that no one talks about. Have we ever been on any other talk show? No, never. We get everything under the sun on all these talk shows, but never a panel of embalmers. Never. Why? We are in a society that's terrified of our own mortality. But when you make friends with death, everything else is easy. It really is. You can't do anything worse, you know what I mean?
I really appreciate the intuitive nature that you're bringing to the mortuary industry. How do you hope this translates to viewers at home that are going to watch the Song of the Cicada?
I hope they ask for my advice, too. I'm available to be talked to, And if they're hurting or they need any kind of direction, their local funeral homes are very good at doing this. Now, we are very caring on how we help people. We old-fashioned people, I'm old-fashioned. I was trained in West Texas by a crazy embalmer that was so good that he would have made it. If he would have been here, I would have had him here, His name was Don Williams. He helped create me. Now, I would say the best person in my life was my mother. My mother helped make me a very generous person, and that was one thing, generosity. And some people think we're fools for giving our money away. No, we're not. I know what I'm doing. I'm investing in other people when they're hurting and they need a hand, you know what I mean? So, not there to be a moochathon, but be there to be a support system, help you get out of a hole. I'm going to throw the ladder to you, you're going to climb out. I ain't going to jump in the hole with you, but I'm going to say, here I am, I'm your support system, get on that ladder and crawl out, you know. I just gave you the ladder.
One more question. Yeah, so in working with Aaron and Robert Weiss, what was it about them that made you want to pursue this project, especially since it's been going on for about 10 plus years?
Well, I would say because they're creative people. Robert Weiss, Bobby, is a great artist. Have you seen his paintings? Amazing paintings. If he would ever paint you, you would just treasure that painting. You know, he reaches into your soul, this man, and makes it on canvas. You know, so under that creative genius, I felt safe. When someone knows what they're doing, I'll get in your car and ride because I know you're not going to wreck the car. So I let myself be taken by these men. I just went with my instincts, you know, no logic implied, you know what I mean? Because if I would have thought about this, I'd have never done this, you know what I mean? Because I'm putting myself out to the whole planet Earth, and no one's ever seen me before. So I'm a recluse, mostly. I stay and work all the time, and I go to sleep. And I sleep, and I work, and I sleep, and I shop. That's my favorite thing. Shopping, yes. I would love to go to Paris.